Alright legends, and welcome to episode number 6 for our Shop Talk series. This is a special one for us. We've got a new product release, which is our new Phoenix V2 trays and soon to be canopies. You guys heard it, we've got a new product range. All the pressure that we've got from you guys at home and our customers saying, when are you going to come out with a lift-off canopy? So in this section, we're going to be covering the new V2 trays and a few bits and pieces on the new range of canopies, but there will be another video to follow on from there. I got a team with me today. I got Angelo, our sales manager, Brendo, tray and canopy sales, and Jake, our operations manager. Awesome crew. We're going to try and cover as much as we possibly can in this video while we have a whiskey. So stay tuned, let's get stuck into it. So boys, we've got a hell of a lot to cover. This first topic, we might get started on, I guess, the construction of the new V2. Now, this new V2 range is a complete overhaul from the feet on the chassis all the way to the top of the headboard and a heap of extras. So I guess starting off, Angelo, I know you had a lot of involvement, mate, with the tail lights.
I did. It was a very tough choice.
A lot of conjecture and a lot of opinions.
Opinion, yeah. That's
Opinion,
that's a safe word.
Safe word to put it.
Yeah, but yes, the tail lights is obviously a good-looking tail light. We went with the sequential indicator. Obviously a permanent DRL as well, which is what we want to see out of a new design. And
it's a major part, isn't it?
It is.
Like that tail light is. When you look at the back of a tray, it is quite an important part of the design.
Yeah, that, and it was all smoked out, which is about aesthetics really.
Well, one of the big things for me that working with the engineers that I wanted was for it to be flush.
Yeah.
There is nothing worse than trying to wash your tray. Even my Cruiser years ago had the old rope rail, twin 3-inch exhaust. I had plenty of black soot underneath it. So trying to wash that all the time, I would forever skung up my knuckles and everything like that. So with the new tail light design, it had to be flush, it had to look good, and it had to be functional.
Correct, yeah. So, and then we also did a lot more than just update tail lights, that's for sure. So Jakey, I know we redone the Trundle Draw. Fill us in on that.
Absolutely. The Trundle Draw, obviously everyone wants to know no dust ingress, no water ingress, all those sorts of things. So we've really, stepped up our game on this, and I'm pretty happy with what we've come out with.
Full redesign, isn't it? New
redesign.
Seal, new everything.
Brand new seal on this one. We've actually got 2 whale tails on it as well.
Yep.
So obviously, talking about sealing the dust and the water out, that's certainly going to prevent those sorts of issues from happening. We've also got optional extras going on in there as well, so we can have a Trundle Draw lid for those that are looking for something like that. Rest your items on at the back of your tray there. We've got a slam latch on there as well that comes with the Trundle Draw lid. So obviously once your gas struts have been put down with your lid, it'll lock itself in place, so there's no rattling around or anything like that.
Even the cabling side of things, man.
Cabling side is pretty cool. We've got a drag chain that will come basically up the side of the runner as the draw's coming in and out. So that travels safely within the drag chain, and that gives you your tail lights, and then obviously for your upgraded option of having the central locking.
For sure. Even the Undertray boxes, so we basically redid everything. New Undertray box, the rear clip design is now changed. It was one thing that over the past 4 years, I guess, customers are in accidents. Right, it was one thing I guess 4 years ago we didn't really factor in as much. So our new design Undertray box, it's a one-piece unit that comes out that has the tail light, everything mounted into it. So if a customer does get rear-ended, we can send them an entire new Undertray box with the light, with everything in it, and I think it's 10 bolts that bolt the Undertray box back up again. So things like that you learn over time, I guess, make things a bit easier. Brendo, the headboard.
We went for the nice thick 100mm headboard, so it looks the part. Really is something good for especially the American vehicles as well. You see a lot of trays on American vehicles looking a bit scrawny and a bit odd, But yeah, no, it's a 100mm headboard, fully TIG welded, so all the way around, every part of it's TIG welded together. And then as well, we've all pre-installed all the rivets and bits and pieces for our accessories, so you don't have to worry about any of that sort of work. We can have that ready to go for you.
So one of the cool things on the new V2 range that we integrated is a tube laser. So for those of you that don't know, there's a tube laser. It's an 8-9 meter long machine that a piece of aluminium section goes into that slides along, and the tube laser spins in all axes around the actual material. So our headboard, nearly everything on the new V2 range is cut with a tube laser. So what it means is that all of our fixings and our fasteners and everything like that are all done via a hex riv nut.
Yep.
They can never spin. They give you unbelievable mounting and strength. And even in the headboard, there's provisions for everything in there.
That's right. So provisions for your spare wheel holders, for your awning brackets, for another number of accessories.
Yeah, so 270 brackets, that was one thing that the team and myself looked at, was to mount a 270 onto a tray with a lot of products that are out there. It can be quite difficult. There's nothing off the shelf or nothing easy that you can swing a 270 degree awning that's got 11, 12 square meters of canvas. It's going to handle the wind. So in each of the V2 range with the headboard, there is M8 rib nuts to bolt this straight on. Yep. Customers are going to be able to order these off our website and everything like that once Cole finishes building our new website. So customers can add them. There's a rear ladder rack as well, which is the same shape as the headboard. Once again, in the design or the construction side of things, each tray has a provision for the ladder rack in every single tray. So it's not something that you have to go and drill holes for or try and add parts to. Same as our load management system. So there is 2 systems for the new V2 range that you can do, which is like a ladder end stop with a uni strut that goes across the headboard. Once again, the provisions with the rib nuts are already in the headboard. All you're doing is adding the extra parts on, whether it's done by Jake and the team here while the tray's getting built, or whether you're doing it yourself at home. Does make a hell of a difference.
I guess it's also something if you're not sure about as well, whether you want to purchase it at the time, or it's something you want to add on down the track. It might not be within your budget, whatever it may be, but obviously we've made it as easy as possible that if you do want to add these things on, it can be done at a later date.
As long as the provisions are there. People's circumstances change. We're aware of that. What a customer's using the tray for now might be different in 12 months' time.
That's right.
They might want to do that one big trip and they want to throw a 6 tyre in. If they can't fit another one somewhere else, so they can ring up, add the tyre carrier, they'll get a bulk kit. All of these parts obviously will be powder coated. These are productions ones that I grabbed off Jakey's team before. But the tyre carrier, you can add it in, comes with a bulk kit, but the provision is already in the headboard. That's probably the big thing to make it easier for customers.
The other thing too is obviously with customers, and we all get it, time and time again, customers will change their mind and go, can I actually add this? And it doesn't actually affect the manufacturing process, which is key. So last thing you want to do is obviously build something and have to redo the whole thing, whereas this is literally add-ons and it works with everything.
Yeah, and I guess from a design point of view, and we'll touch on the subframe shortly, but we tried to keep with the designer's new V2 range to keep it as a full production tray. But still try and retain that customization for you guys at home or anyone that's ordering one. So it is difficult in that sense that we want all the infrastructure there for Jake and his team, or Angelo and Brendo with the sales team, that the customer can add something. But some parts may never actually get used. Someone may never ever use that rear ladder rack, but for the cost of 8 M8 rib nuts, it's bugger all to have that provision there. The subframe, I guess, is probably the biggest part. We're not going to touch entirely on what our subframe is. There's a few things in there in the design that we're very proud of. If you do want to know more about our subframes, come in and talk to one of the team, pick up the blower and have a chat to them, or come into store and see us, because there is some really cool design in our new subframes. The crux of it is our entire subframe still aluminium. It's nothing new in that sense. All of our feet are 6mm aluminium, all TIG welded. Our main PFC rails are 100 by 50 by 6. Our main subframe is still 3mm aluminium, and the main deck and combing rails, being the sections on the side and the flat deck, is all 4mm. So there's a few stats, I guess, without going into the nitty gritty about the months that we spent on our subframe and how it all works and all that kind of stuff. we're happy to tell you, we're just not happy to put it on the internet, that's all.
Competitors welcome to turn up. So competitors welcome to come check it out.
No, look, it's one of them things. It's not anything new or anything revolutionary, but we spent a hell of a lot of time on it. And it's something that we're proud of and something that we don't really want to publicise. Otherwise, within a few months, it's going to be some other company's selling point, which we want to try and avoid. Definitely. So I guess from the ground up, boys, complete new setup, complete new design. We'll run through a little bit later about the sizing and everything like that as well, and what vehicles. But from the main construction side of things, to get us started, that is the crux of it. If you've got any other questions, make sure you bang out a comment. Let us know. What else do you want to know except for about our subframe? And we'll do our best to answer them for you, for sure. All right, legends, that's about it for this Shop Talk video. I hope that you've enjoyed it. It's a little bit of an introduction into the new Phoenix V2 range. The amount of effort that the team here, from engineering through to production and the sales team, it really is a proud moment for me. And to see the product come through at what it is, we are definitely very happy with it. So if you're chasing more information, head over to coreoffroad.com.au or pick up the blower, give one of the team a call, or come and see us in store. It's been an awesome video, and thanks for tuning in. Didn't read anything that you wrote, Cole. Yeah, that's fine.